everyone. My name is Carson, and I'm Levitate's Product Operations Manager. Today, I'll be going over some new product releases and features from the month of May. The first new feature I'm going to go over is a new data board called the Meetings Board. So, if you're using Levitate's Schedule a Meeting feature to schedule and keep track of meetings using your connected calendar, you can now see the full view of all of the meetings that you have scheduled and have been to in the past that you've scheduled through the Levitate Schedule a Meeting feature. So you'll go to Data Boards and choose Meetings. And from there, you'll be able to see the title of the meeting, who was the host, when it happened, the status, and even contacts that were involved in that meeting just for better tracking. Our next new feature is with our event registration surveys. We know a lot of folks use Levitate as a hub for event registration and tracking and want to have it as a shareable page or a link for people to access. So we've created a landing page for all of the events that you've created using Levitate. So to access that, you'll go to Surveys, choose Events, and there's a new button that says Copy Landing Page Link. You can click in here and it gives you the option to choose the initial view, but it'll always show a grid and a calendar that people can go back and forth between. I'm going to choose calendar, and I'm also going to choose to include past events. So whoever has the link is able to kind of go back into the past and see what's already happened. I'm going to copy that link and paste it. And on that calendar, you'll see updated events that are coming up in the future, and you can click ahead and see all of those events. And on the grid view, it just shows all of the events based on what is coming up and what has already happened. Another cool thing about this is that it's embeddable to your website. So with the help of your success specialist or someone on the support team, you can take the link that's generated and embed it to your website as a calendar or a grid view for your events that are coming up or that have happened, or both. Our next update is for donation boards. We know a lot of people are importing donation data using spreadsheets and wanted the option to revert those donations just in case there was a mistake or something got imported accidentally. So here I have my donation board. I've recently imported these 3 contacts, and when clicking the drop-down button from Add Donation under Import from CSV, you'll see a new button for deleting a previous import. Here, you'll click into that and you can choose a period of time to see donation imports from. And it allows you to choose to delete a previous import. So it'll show on the data board for donations all of the donations that came in during that time period. And you can either select all of them or pick and choose the ones you'd like to delete. This also gives the option to delete all donations from the data board and completely clear it out and start from ground zero. So here I'm doing a date range and I'm going to show donations. So here it is showing the donations that I made today, and you can click in and choose to delete those. You can also go through and pick them one by one or leave some out if you'd like. But it just gives a little more leeway to importing donation data and gives kind of a back button in case you make a mistake when you're making a donation import. Our next new feature is with HTML newsletters. We've always been able to create and send newsletters through email, but got a lot of requests for the ability to create a link for a newsletter so it can be added to a website or shared on social media. We've added the ability to create a public link. So when you send an HTML newsletter and go into the email report for the newsletter, you'll see a new box that says public link. Here, you're able to create the public link and copy it. And then when you paste it in the browser, it'll pull up that newsletter. So you can share it outside of email and link it on your website, link it in social media, just so you can share it a little more far and wide. This month, we've had a lot of updates around surveys with events and donation surveys. You can now ask conditional questions. So if you have a question that's a drop down or a checkbox, basically questions that have set answers that the user can choose. The next question or other questions can be conditional based on their answer to that. So it'll only show the question if the respondent answers the previous question a certain way. That was already available on custom surveys. Now it's available on donation surveys and event registration surveys. We have also updated all of the surveys so they can receive files as a question type. So you can request certain files to be sent back as a survey response. This used to just be available on custom surveys. Now it's available on all of the surveys that we have in Levitate. We have changed our satisfaction surveys. So when you're creating it, you're allowed to now hide the feedback box. So the respondent only has to give the star rating and not leave feedback when they're answering your satisfaction survey, and either submitting that answer or going forward to do a review for Google or Yelp or another connected review platform. And then finally, survey creators can be reassigned in Levitate. So if you create a survey but want to reassign it to another user in Levitate, you're now able to do that. And on our contact profile, survey responses will now show as a card on the contact profile, just for better tracking. So whenever a contact in Levitate responds to a survey that you sent out, it'll show just like an email or a text message one on their contact profile. This month, we've also released some updates around text messaging. Within text messaging itself, we've made it so conversations can be reassigned from one contact to another. As long as those contacts share the same phone number, they're able to be reassigned from one name to another. So if there's a business and a person that's listed in Levitate and they have the same phone number and you'd rather have it listed under the person's name, you can do that. Another update we've made is the ability to unmark users as spam. So when you receive a message in Levitate texting, you're able to mark it as spam, but we realized that there was no way to undo that. So if someone was accidentally marked as spam, they were kind of stuck there in the middle, but now we've made the ability to undo that marking as spam. We've also added some enhanced filtering for texting opt-out and opt-in. So if you're collecting opt-out or opt-in and have it on a spreadsheet or in an integration, that's something that we can now filter by and mark on their contact profile for easy filtering for who to send a text message to through Levitate. Our final update for the month of May is our Housecall Pro integration. We've worked with the Housecall Pro team to make it so Levitate and Housecall Pro Max users can now get directly connected between the two platforms. That means contact information and job information can flow directly into Levitate for better tracking and outreach for folks that you're doing jobs for and prospects and other contacts coming from that integration. So a really exciting update for our folks using Housecall Pro Max. And that's all I have for May. We've had a lot come out this month, so make sure to check out our full release digest on our help website. I'll talk to you in a month about what's come out in June.